breaking. Muslim ISIS took selfie at their home. The Secret Service and Homeland Security are on high alert trying to tackle a major security breach. The urgent announcement was released after a Muslim terrorist for the Islamic State ISIS managed to get a selfie at a prominent home in the United States and send it out with an extremely chilling message. President Donald Trump is not taking any more chances after this terrifying individual managed to get this far, which can only indicate that the warning was more than a threat, it a promise of catastrophe that will happen sooner, rather than later. It's surprising that there was not a terrorist attack during the Christmas season despised by terrorists who could hit hometown malls or major outdoor holiday events where there are large gatherings of people. Perhaps this was because of precautions put in place to prevent this. Or maybe the strike was planned to be far more personal than that. We now know the latter is the case and it way worse than we thought. New York City is no stranger to terrorism as it became the epicenter for attacks in America. Just over Halloween, a terrorist plowed down pedestrians on the Upper East Side. That was just the start, as there are far more where that one came from, with even more devastating plans, as a recent selfie proves. A man wearing an ISIS face scarf has uploaded a chilling selfie outside New York Metropolitan Museum of Art with the caption, "ER in your home," the Daily Mail reported. The image, uploaded to a pro-ISIS channel on messaging app Telegram on December 30th, shows the man standing on a snowy Fifth Avenue as people walk past. This is significant since this photo premonition was used before and went ignored, and days later, lone wolf terrorist Selfie attacked pedestrians and bicycle riders by mowing them down in his rented U-Haul truck, killing 8 people. We cannot make this same mistake of disregarding a stupid selfie again, since it will come at the cost of innocent lives. However, this is the first, and it will continue to get worse since New York City specifically has a band-aid approach to terrorism that makes the Big Apple a perpetual target for attacks. Ultra-liberal Mayor Bill de Blasio does and want to do anything to protect the people in his city from another attack. Instead, he decided to fight radical Islam with a few physical barriers. The problem with this is that it only slightly helps with preventing just one type of terrorist attack, and jihadists can and will even get around that. WABC TV reports. Mayor Bill de Blasio on Tuesday announced new measures to prevent vehicle ramming terror attacks in New York City. Starting later this month, the city will begin installing more than 1,500 new permanent bollards in Times Square and other public spaces. The metal stations are meant to address the threat of vehicle-borne terror attacks and keep pedestrians safe. These bollards will make sure vehicles can never come into places where pedestrians are, de Blasio said. The mayor mentioned the Halloween terror attack, in which alleged ISIS sympathizer Selfie allegedly drove a rented truck into pedestrians on the jogging path adjacent to the Hudson River. When a vehicle plows into a group of innocent pedestrians, it's disgusting, de Blasio said. The mayor also mentioned what happened in Times Square in May, when Richard Rojas, a Navy veteran allegedly high on drugs, plowed through a crowded sidewalk, killing an 18-year-old visitor from Michigan. These are some of the busiest streets in the world, de Blasio said. People have to get around, but they also have to be safe. The city plans to spend $50 million on the new protective bollards. The first ones will be temporary, followed by the permanent installation beginning in March 2018. The complete rollout of these permanent structures will be completed over the next few years. The city conducted a review of locations, including business corridors, tourist attractions and iconic sites, identifying 10 key locations to be addressed with permanent fixtures. Most of these locations are currently protected with temporary security structures. The Transportation Committee voted in support of Bill 1658A, and it passed unanimously 50-0 through the full council. Terrorists are laughing at these tactics used to try to prevent their jihad, since a simple barrier will not stop them from doing what they need to do to please Allah and ISIS. It's humiliating that this is the approach, and they taunting us with these ridiculous efforts by posting their selfies to show they are ready to attack anyway. How many more lives have to be lost to this cause before we stop bowing down to Islam and address the problem head on? Trump is doing his part for the country to stop it, but individual states and cities need to do theirs as well, rather than working so hard to just vote against everything the president does.